cereal system is a super part of this nutritious breakfast. Nintendo. 2 cereals in 1. Wow!
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Video Games and Tea for June 30th, 2017. It's a Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Pink-Eyed Death Gamer. What a fantastic name you've got going on there. Thanks for joining me again. It's Friday. I'm a little bit slow today. Actually, I'm probably very slow today, but I've got my tea here. I've got my brand new fancy Borderlands, BioShock tea mug that's coming in. It just got shipped. I'm super excited about that because then I will be able to replace this Coca-Cola cup mug that I got. So I'm pretty excited about that. Want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on the stream. It's been fun doing this. This is episode 3 of Video Games and Tea. It's been a lot of fun putting together news stories and watching trailers for the last couple of days. I'm really excited to continue doing it. I want to make this show as interactive as possible. So if you were watching during the live stream, definitely let me know what your thoughts are on the news stories that I'm going through, the trailers, everything. To answer your question, Pink-Eyed Death, Boss Mom, I believe will be back today. I think we're going to get into some Borderlands either later today or this weekend. Most definitely this weekend, going to be getting into some Borderlands. But I think if we don't get into Borderlands today, we are going to be streaming a game. Just not really sure what yet. We just bought a bunch of new games on the PlayStation Store, and we really want to get into some zombie action, so we may get back into Dying Light. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we do love some Borderlands. We haven't played Borderlands for the last couple of days. Everybody's been freaking awesome supporting us during our first playthrough of Borderlands because we suck at the game, but we're learning quite a bit. So, oh man, well that's totally cool, Pink Eye. Sleeping late is nice. I was a little bit sluggish this morning because I stayed up way too late playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. What's going on, Andrew? How are you doing this morning? Hope you're doing fantastic. Well, it's not this morning for you, but you know what I mean. Hope you're doing all right. But yeah, I was obsessively playing Breath of the Wild last night. That game is so much fun. It's so weird to me because I haven't beaten Horizon Zero Dawn, but I really love Horizon Zero Dawn. But I love it for the graphics. I think they're fantastic. I do love Aloy, the character. I love this world that has been built in Horizon Zero Dawn, but I don't feel like really emotionally attached to it, which is really weird considering the amazing voice acting, just everything about the world that they built, plus the voice acting. You would think that I would love it, and it's it's photorealistic. This looks like actual human beings in the game, but it's weird because on the other hand, I have Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's cartoonish style graphics. There's not a lot of voice acting. It's a lot of reading the text and everything. But I'm way more emotionally attached and invested in that story and those characters than I am in Horizon Zero Dawn. I know this is like a weird tangent, but it was what I was doing last night, and it is weird to me to think that I'm more attached to the story and the characters of Breath of the Wild than I am Horizon Zero Dawn. And I've never been a Zelda player. Like, Link, Zelda, never really did anything for me when I was growing up, but this one, ooh, it's so damn good. It's just amazing. I love being able to climb everything. It's so great. I'm having a blast playing Breath of the Wild, but it made me stay up too late last night, so I was a little bit sluggish this morning. Andrew, Final Destination, never a good choice. Never a good choice. That movie's hits too close to home. It's too realistic. I mean, the way that people die in that, not all of them are realistic, obviously. I think there's like Final Destination 15 at this point. But yeah, those Final Destination movies when I was growing up, they got me. They scared me. I didn't want to go on roller coasters anymore. Driving around behind big log trucks, didn't want to do that anymore because I'm thinking, oh shit, this log's going to come and hit me in the face. So never a good thing. So I got quite a few news stories to go over today. We actually got a new game coming out today that I do care about. I don't know if I'm going to be picking it up, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. And then, yeah, I've got about 5 or 6 news stories that I want to dive into for this episode of Video Games and Tea. I really liked how we opened the show yesterday, where we started off with a trailer reaction to a new movie that was coming out with Jumanji. And so I thought, hey, it worked yesterday. I'll bring it back today. And there's a trailer that dropped yesterday for a new movie that's coming out on Netflix. It's called Death Note. This movie is very controversial because a lot of people are pissed off about it. Because it's based on a Japanese manga series, and now they've taken it on Netflix and westernized it. You know, we've got all characters that are, you know, they're American characters. It's going to be directed by Adam Wingard. Love that dude. He did the movies VHS, You're Next, The Guest. He directed the pilot episode of Outcast, which I have not watched Outcast season 2 because I didn't even know the damn show had came back on. They did that poor of a job marketing the show, but his pilot episode was the shit. It was so good. Hey, what's going on? Osapeda, what's happening? Thanks for stopping by Video Games and Tea for Friday, June 30th. Yes, June 30th, 2017. So yeah, we're going to check out this Death Note trailer. Again, lots of people are pissed off about this trailer. I saw lots of things on the internet saying how bad it sucked, which, you know, it's the internet. Everything sucks on the internet. Even if it's like the best thing ever, the internet would tell you otherwise and tell you that it sucked. So hopefully you guys haven't watched this trailer, and if you have, let me know what your thoughts are on it. And if you haven't watched it, let's watch it together, and then we can discuss it afterwards. But so I say, without further ado, let's get into the show. You know, Video Games and Tea Time. All right, so let's start it off. Let's kick it off. Let's get into this. Let's see. Oh, let's do the reaction stream. A little bit smaller me. I agree, Andrew. Everybody wants to bitch and moan about everything these days. If the movie sucks, the movie sucks. But based on the pedigree of having Adam Wingard directed, Netflix behind it, I feel like that this would be good. Willem Dafoe is starring in it. I don't know the rest of these kids that are in this movie, but Willem Dafoe, Adam Wingard, and Netflix. It's 3 things I dig right there. So, all right. So let's get into this trailer. Let's see what Death Note has going for it. See how scary it is. If you don't know anything about it, it may tell us in this trailer. If not, we'll discuss, you know, some plot lines after the trailer. I don't know much about it because I never watched the manga series, the animated series, or anything like that. But I do know a few things about the show and the movie. So, all right, let's get into this trailer.
All the people that make life miserable, make life dangerous. What if we can change things?
Oh, I like that font for the Netflix film.
The human whose name is written in this note shall die.
Shall we begin?
Dude, I am digging Willem Dafoe as that guy.
A death god.
Yes.
Willem Dafoe is a death
What
god?
can I do with this death note?
Put your name down and see what happens.
It's not gonna solve a few crimes.
Oh,
It's gonna solve all crime. Do you think that I'm crazy?
I think you're not crazy enough. We could change the world.
The killer has taken credit for over 400 deaths. Although we do not know how he kills his victims,
wow.
we do know he's not some omnipotent force.
Okay, that looked a little
He's a
fake
person.
there with that thing flying
you or
down
me.
off the...
You're the one who flew into the sun. I'm just here to make sure you burn.
We're not the good guys anymore.
Hope you know what you're doing.
Oh my god, not a freaking roller coaster. Or a carousel.
you, you will not survive.
Oh.
What they want is a god.
That is terrifying.
So let's give it to them.
August 25th, huh? I mean... that looked interesting to me. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I think that looked pretty cool, actually. I think it looks very nicely produced. There was only the one part where it looked like it was like a church, steeple type thing where it was falling over. That looked really CGI, so that looked fake. But everything else about this, I think it looks very interesting. I guess I understand people's stance that it's based on a Japanese manga series. Actually, no, I don't understand that. Like, it's an adaptation of that series, so I don't really understand like why people would be up in arms about them replacing them, with American actors and Caucasian, African American. I don't really understand that, because if it's an adaptation of something else, it's just kind of that person's vision that they want to see it realized. I don't know. I think this looks cool, could be fun, looks kind of scary. To have that type of power where you put somebody's name in a book and they die. Oh, that's not good. That's not cool. I wouldn't want anybody to have that power. That's for sure. I'm loving the visual style of Willem Dafoe's character. I don't know who he is. Some god of death, but I think that looks pretty cool. To think that this is coming to Netflix, they just had Okja, however the hell you pronounce that. That just dropped last weekend, and that starred Jake Gyllenhaal, Tilda Swinton, I think some other people, and it was by the guy that did Snowpiercer, which I love the crap out of Snowpiercer. So Netflix is on a roll, in my opinion, and they just gave Sense8 a 2-hour special to send that show off instead of just canceling it. If you were on ABC or NBC or any of those other major networks, they'd be like, well, we just canceled your show, sorry, we don't care if you left off on a cliffhanger. But with Netflix, they at least they'll give shows like Sense8 that has like a very loyal cult following a special send-off. I don't know. Death Note looks cool to me. Again, Adam Wingard, he has done not a lot of wrong in my book, and I think he really understands the horror genre. I feel like he brings a level of humor to the horror genre that's fun. I don't know if you guys have seen Your Next, but it was just a really cool horror film. This chick was badass in it. Sharni Vinson, she was the lead character in it. I don't want to spoil much of it for you guys if you haven't seen Your Next, but it was fucking awesome. And it really put this Adam Wingard guy on the map for me of being somebody to watch out for. So, hey, what's going on? Royal King 7U7. Thanks so much for following the Old Ass Casuals. Thanks for stopping by during Video Games and Tea. This is our web show that we've been doing for the last couple of days. We're putting it on and discussing mostly video games. We got into Death Note here because I wanted to check out the trailer, but mostly video game news, releases, and that kind of stuff. So, all right, so moving on from Death Note, let's get into the next story that we've got, and I'm going to get into the show scene here. And again, thanks so much, Royal King, for the follow. Really appreciate it. We're almost to that 100 follower goals on Mixer, which is awesome. All right, so the first thing that I'm excited to talk about in the world of video games is the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. It is now out on the PS4. I think this is really cool that they've completely remastered Crash Bandicoot. I had so much fun playing this when I was a kid on the original PlayStation. It's made by Vicarious Visions. They've taken the Naughty Dog games of old, they've remastered them, better graphics, better audio, I believe better gameplay as well. It looks really great. It's gonna have Crash 1, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash Bandicoot Warped. I don't know. I'm very excited about this being out. It definitely, it tugs at the old nostalgia heartstrings. I loved Crash Bandicoot, like I said, when I was a kid. Moms and I, she watched me play this game many a time, hitting all those boxes. It was a lot of fun. I love the commercials of old as well. I thought that was back in the day when Sony had genius marketing strategies with Crash Bandicoot. And it was during the old, every console had to have their own mascot. Nintendo had Mario, PlayStation had Crash. So I thought that was great. I wanted to play that. That was just the launch trailer. And then here's some actual gameplay footage, which is pretty cool from the game. But I am excited about this. It's only going to be $40, so not very expensive. I agree with you, Andrew. I think it's a cool thing that they did. They announced this, I believe, at E3 last year or PSX. I can't remember which one it was. But they'd been talking about it for years. Bringing Crash back. That the fans have been demanding a new Crash Bandicoot game, a proper Crash Bandicoot game, because believe me, there's a shit ton of Crash Bandicoot games out there. Not a lot of them were that great, but the OG Crash, it holds a special place in all of gamers' hearts. I think it came out in 1996. Pink Eye Death, you can go follow on Mixer. That's where we've got our follower goal. And the main reason why we have it over there on Mixer is because StreamYard is what we use, to track all of our follows. It doesn't work with YouTube for some reason, but obviously we love to have anybody on YouTube as well. But yeah, StreamYard works with Mixer. We do really like Mixer. We think it's got a lot of cool stuff. So, but yeah. So moving back into to Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, the game came out on 9/6/1996. Long ass time ago. So it's going to be neat for younger gamers to experience Crash for the very first time, which is something that I think is really cool. You can have basically parents now that have younger kids, and they can show them Crash for the first time in new impressive graphics that look obviously much better than the original. I have heard some things about the game that are a little bit, I wouldn't say negative, but just that they maybe didn't rework the controls 100% for a remaster. They kind of, because the old Crash, if you just go back and play it, like if you find one that's like on the PlayStation Store or something like that, you play one of the PlayStation ones. The camera angles were really poor back in the day. I forgot how bad they were. Like, I don't know how the hell we played this 3D platformer back in the day and played it so well, but it was really tough for me when I went back to it originally. So I'm hoping that maybe they've reworked some of that in this game. A lot of the reviews have been really positive for this new Crash Bandicoot remaster. I think IGN gave it an 8.5. I've seen some 9 out of 10s. I haven't really seen a lot of negative reviews, so that's really cool. And I know a lot of people are excited about this coming out this weekend. It's out today, June 30th, 2017. But it is a game that we care about. Not gonna buy it right now though. I have a feeling this is one of those games that will be on a PlayStation mid-year sale next year for like $10, $15 or something like that. And that's when I'll pick it up personally. I don't know about you guys, if you want to pick it up day one, but for me, this is a wait for sale game. Really cool, excited for fans to have it back, but for me, it is a wait for sale. So, all right. So moving on. Oh, but one more thing with Crash Bandicoot, and I haven't watched this yet, but I thought it was funny. Smosh Games. They do the honest trailers. and I love them. I think they're fantastic. I love the guy that does the voiceover work for those Honest Trailers. And Honest Trailers did a Crash Bandicoot one, and it got a lot of fans pissed off and up in arms over how dare they, speak ill towards my Crash Bandicoot. What's going on, Dark Sky? How's it going today? Hope you're doing fantastic, man. So I thought it would be fun for us to sit back and watch the Crash Bandicoot Honest game trailer together. I haven't seen it yet. This comes from love. I love Crash Bandicoot. It held that special place for me. But I think it's funny that fans would get up in arms about this. I mean, you can see it right here. Right there, it has 14,000 likes and 7,500 dislikes for this Crash Bandicoot Honest game trailer. So it looks like it's a little bit lengthy. It's 5 minutes long. Hopefully you guys don't mind watching a 5-minute long trailer with me. But I think it could be fun. I'm curious what they will have to say about Crash Bandicoot with this Honest game trailer. So let's check it out. Let's see why everybody was so pissed off. I'm sure it's just fun. It's made in good jest. I'm sure these people that made this Honest game trailer probably liked Crash back in the day. They may have picked up the Insane trilogy today. Dark, we stopped Borderlands. We haven't played it for the last couple of days, but I think we're gonna get back into it and do some of the side missions because we're getting our ass kicked in that last mission that we played. So.
The following trailer is rated H.
Wait a sec. I've got to go back to that.
H
Sorry, guys. I've got to see what that... dang it. Do Crash Bandicoot because nothing feels better than getting some stains on that childhood nostalgia. I love that from Dreamwalker. That's a good one.
The following trailer is rated H for honest.
You've explored ruins and discovered ancient treasure as Nathan Drake. You've survived the horrors of the apocalypse as Joel and Ellie. Now become the character that put Naughty Dog on the map. A horrible furry in jorts whose arms are way too far up in his body. Crash Bandicoot.
Hey, I love his jorts back in the day.
In an era where every console needed a kid-friendly mascot, discover Sony's answer to Mario and Sonic as they dish up an extremely linear platformer with some cute characters and solid gameplay. That would have been the shit in 1995, but was blown out of the water when Mario 64 came out 2 months earlier, making people who only owned a PlayStation twist themselves into knots, as they tried to argue that their awkward, barely 3D Bandicoot game was better than an all-time classic. Hey, it could have been worse. At least they didn't have to stand for Gex the Gecko.
Oh,
or God
the
forbid,
3DO.
Bubsy. Never play
Damn, that shit was...
Bubsy.
I did not like that.
Surf your way to victory as the titular Crash Bandicoot. A man-shaped animal with bizarre proportions and those knee-length jeans you crave, who slowly evolved from happy-go-lucky beach bum to motorcycle-driving badass to tribal-tattooed douchebag that must stomp and spin his way through a legion of weaponized animals to save the world from the evil plans of some mad scientist with wacky hair
And
in a story that's
dome
either
head.
Mega Man for furries or the exact same plot for Sonic. Experience the classic gameplay of the Bandicoot
Oh my
games
god, I remember that
as you
part.
bash
and
your
those
way through long
planks just
hallway-like
fell.
levels
Oh,
in
it was
2D,
terrible.
very limited 3D, and why would you do this mode, where you run directly at the screen until you fall into a pit you couldn't see, as you break all the crates in the world,
That's so
and collect
true.
apples, crystals, and ghost shaman masks for more chances to take on the awkward platforming and fixed camera angles. In gameplay, it seemed alright at the time, but it's probably gonna bum out some kids that play the remaster.
Today, little Johnny learned that classic doesn't always mean good.
Uncover the inexplicably massive catalog of Crash games.
There
From the
are a
initial
shit
Naughty
ton
Dog trilogy of
Crash
box-filled
games.
corridors, to the sequels from new developers that tried to copy the formula, open up the world, make it a beat-em-up,
What the
or
crap
some
is
combination of
that?
the three, but never quite found that magic formula to make people love
Was
this four-deformed
Crash
Bandy
just
Man. Then dive into
on a
the extensive
person?
list of
Like
side
skiing
games,
on a person?
like the kart racing
Snowboarding?
titles that are way better than you would expect, the party games that are just dressed-up
Crash
minigame
Bandicoot car
collections,
racing looks like fun.
the mobile games we
Ooh,
feel obligated to
good
mention,
God,
and the
graphics
mini
are
Crash
terrible.
game they just shoehorned into Skylanders for some reason. because there's nothing the children of today love more than failed mascots from the 90s. So bash your way through some Crash today and drop $40 for some touched-up games from 20 years ago that are probably way worse than you remember. Or don't, because you don't want to give developers any crazy ideas about mascot platformers coming back. They might even go make a new Bubsy, or a Knack 2 or something. Just kidding. That would never happen. Starring Conan O'Brien's Persona.
Bubsy
Penny
is
Gadget.
back.
Definitely started some fetishes. Furry Jacks. Is this racist? Okay, this is probably racist.
Do you say
Dr.
that?
Phineas Gage.
I think that's enough of the Smosh games. Do you say that that's the worst trailer ever because you hated it, Pink Eye, or was it the worst trailer ever because it was so true? I feel like there was lots of truth bombs in that Crash Bandicoot Honest Games trailer. Obviously, they're over-exaggerated with some of those, but that one part where in the game you are running towards the freaking camera, Jesus, come on now. Worst level design ever. At the time, I probably thought it was badass, but that's one of the main parts when I go back and I'm just like, holy crap, how did I ever play this game? Because yeah, you're playing Crash and you're running towards the freaking camera and you're trying to get away from this giant boulder that's coming at you, and you've got like just freaking holes in the middle of the earth that you fall through. Oh, it was a nightmare. I don't even remember if I actually beat Crash Bandicoot back in the day, but I feel like I did. I definitely did not play Cortex Strikes Back or Warped. I think I did Crash 1 and I was done. I feel like that was it for me. But there was very accurate about the Super Mario 64. I remember that, and that is why I bought a Nintendo 64. It was because I was like, I had to have Mario 64 because it looked so glorious, and it was true 3D. I mean, you could go everywhere with Mario. It was badass. And yeah, you were stuck on it was like a 2.5D platformer for the old Crash Bandicoot games. But again, if that floats your boat, then that's cool with me. Pink Eye, I'm with you now. I don't like those platformer games as much, but man, holy shit, those were that was the games back in the day. There was so many action adventure platformers for the PlayStations, the Nintendos, the Segas. That's all there were there for a while. I remember one called Croc that I absolutely loved. I thought it was great. I don't know if you guys have ever played it or heard of it. Just do a little Google search, watch a trailer for Croc. In hindsight, I can't believe I played it, but it had really, really good gameplay. I thought the gameplay was great. I don't remember the story at all. I mean, you were a little crocodile, I think, but I did love my platformers back in the day. Jumping Flash was one of my favorites of all time. So I don't know if we're gonna do true Vault Hunter in Borderlands. I honestly don't even know what that means, but because we're complete novices to the game, and the way we've been playing it, just kind of enjoying the gunplay mostly, and some parts of the story. The characters are great in Borderlands, that's for sure. But I'll look into that. I'll look into what true Vault Hunter mode is. So, all right. So moving on to the next story in the gaming news. I thought this was great. I thought this was hilarious. The Last of Us 2, according to PlayStation Universe, goes the whole hog with motion capture. They're putting in this pig into the game. Neil Druckmann tweeted it out at first. Today's mocap session is off to a great start. So this gives us an excuse, you guys, to pull up the Last of Us 2 trailer and watch it again and discuss who this pig could be. Like, I mean, what's going on with this pig? I think it is very interesting that they are mocapping a pig. Is this some pig that's going to follow Ellie around? Because we know that Ellie is the main character in the game in The Last of Us 2. We're not going to play as Joel. Who knows if Joel's even alive in The Last of Us 2, or if he's some, spirit ghost like we see in Star Wars. I pray to God that he is not. I need Joel in my life, even if it's just for like half the game or something. But I love this pig. I think it's great. And I freaking love this trailer. It's so good. See, I love how she like had to calm her hands down because she just murdered the shit out of all these guys. You could be right about that, Andrew. The pig being at Tommy's community. I think everything's going to be destroyed and burned down in The Last of Us 2. I'm blind to it all. In my mind, my gun. You know, and the way that things left off with Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us 1, you know, I feel like, you know, she doesn't have the whole story because of Joel, and yeah, she's just gonna, as we see, murder the crap out of people. And I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters. Gotta go back and play The Last of Us. I own the remastered version. I've only beat it on the PS3. It's the last time I played it was my first initial playthrough. So I need to go back to the remastered version and play completely through it again. On the path of the right. What are you guys' stance on this? Do you think Joel is alive? Do you think that he's actually dead?
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
Oh man, and then the guitar playing at the very end gets me every time. I've seen this trailer so many times, but it doesn't matter. It's still so amazing every time I watch it. Part 2. Such a great trailer. And this pig is super cute and cuddly. I mean, look at this pig. He looks like he's gonna be just, he's gonna have such a good time, and he's gonna be like the little piglet that everybody loves, and then bam, somebody kills him. Just like they do every dog in every game. You find this dog, and you love the crap out of the dog, and then the dog is murdered in front of your face by some asshole, and you've got to get vengeance. Oh man, I definitely feel like that's what's gonna happen with this pig. The mocap pig is replacing the mocap dog in video games. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. So, man, I do love that this pig is freaking getting motion captured. How great is that? That is hilarious to me. I believe I'm with you, Osapeda. I think someone killed Joel. I definitely feel like that's what's going to happen. Andrew, I think the dog, I think throughout the game we'll be talking to Joel with flashbacks, and at the end Ellie would find out Joel's been dead for a while. I agree with that assessment, Andrew. I feel like that's what's going to happen. We're going to see. It's gonna be like an Arrow type thing, Arrow type structure with The Last of Us Part 2. I feel like we're gonna see things happening, transpiring in front of our face with Ellie, but then it's gonna flash back into what transpired to take Ellie to the place that we were, with the present time that we're currently seeing her in, where she's like on this vengeance of just murdering everybody. I think that would be a really neat gameplay dynamic. I think it would be a really cool story narrative dynamic as well. I'm excited. The Last of Us Part 2 is going to be excellent. I can't wait. And you're right, Pink Eye, the dog. But the dog is different in Fallout 4. It's your companion. But if I'm not mistaken, you can lose the dog in Fallout 4. The dog can't die, right? I don't know. So I can't remember there, though. That one I'm not 100% sure on. I used the dog companion sparingly in Fallout 4, but I can't remember that. So you could be right. I don't know. But most of the time, the dogs die in really terrible ways in all video games. That's for sure. Also, Peta, maybe that she's gonna kill everyone because of the pig. That would be a twist. That'd be a plot twist right there for sure. If she killed everybody because of the pig, maybe this was her pig that was her new favorite pig, and she calls it Joel because Joel died, and then somebody comes in and kills Joel the pig, and then that's what drives her to go like straight. Carol from The Walking Dead, Rambo, just murdering everybody. So I think that would be great. This is a little funny, quirky news story, but I thought it was fun to bring up, and it gave us an excuse to watch The Last of Us Part 2 trailer again. The next news story for today is Xbox has their Ultimate Game Sale going on right now as we speak. All the games are on sale on Xbox. For 360, Xbox One, Windows PC, Rocket League. See Ghost Recon, Wildlands, For Honor. Savings of up to 65%, and then savings of up to 10% more if you are a Games with Gold member. June 30th to July 10th. Of 2017. I don't know if you guys have checked out the sale just yet. This is all the deals. This is all of them right here. There are lots of sales going on right now. I believe, do I have them pulled up as well? Yeah, I do. So I don't know about you guys, and I know Osipeda, you are a big Xbox gamer, so you can speak to this with the most resolution. I don't think this sells that great, unfortunately. I don't want to poo-poo on Microsoft's Ultimate Summer Game Sale, and there are a lot of great games on here. There really are, but I don't feel like they're the level of deals that I couldn't get if I walked into my local GameStop. And that's the thing. Like, when I see the PlayStation Network mid-year sale, and there are games on there for $3. I picked up Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor for $3.99. How to Survive 2 for $3.74. That's a sale that's stuff I could never get at my local GameStop that cheap, even if they were pre-owned. So I don't know. I feel like that this is not a great sale. That being said, there are some interesting games. I wrote quite a few of them down that I think are good buys. As you can see, the list goes on and on here. We start out with Kill All Zombies, and it's just alphabetical order. There are hundreds of games on sale right now on this Xbox Summer Game Sale. Lots of really good stuff. I'm not gonna say that it's not good stuff. Lots of backwards compatible games that are on sale as well, 60-70% off. If we were talking about Borderlands earlier, the pre-sequel for 360 is 65% off if you don't have Games with Gold, 75% if you do have a Gold membership. Borderlands 2, 50 or 60% off. So lots of good sales. Just for me, it didn't have the oomph that I wanted to. So, but here are a few games that I'm excited for people to go out and purchase, and some that I'm excited to maybe purchase as well. 7 Days to Die. It's only $12 right now. That is I think a really good deal for that game. You're going to get a lot of gameplay out of 7 Days to Die if that's the type of game that you're into, being those survival horror, base building, you know, that kind of stuff, crafting. If that's your type of game, Minecraft, if you dig Minecraft, you're going to dig 7 Days to Die. You like zombies. So, yeah, 7 Days to Die, $12. Dark Souls 3 is $24. Deadlight Director's Cut, $3.75. That's a steal. That's a game right there. That's really cheap, and I think is a really good game. So definitely pick up Deadlight Director's Cut. Game of Thrones. So this one's controversial. Just like Pink Eye just said, Borderlands is cheap just because it was free for 2 weeks. So Game of Thrones on the Xbox Summer Sale is $6. Good price for Game of Thrones? Definitely. If you only have an Xbox, it's worth picking up. But again, it's free on the PS4. Now I know that they can't do, you know, the exact same deals, but just how I was talking about How to Survive 2, it's $3.74 on the PS4. It's going for $8.24 on the Xbox Summer Sale, which sucks. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't get the same price for How to Survive 2 as the PS4. That doesn't make any sense to me. Plus, who the hell is coming up with these prices for these games? You guys tell me. Why is a game $8.24 on the Xbox, and why is it $3.74 on the PS4? Like, most things you would think, oh, it's $3.75, but the $3.74 weird number, I'm sure they have some kind of algorithm on the back end that they're like, well, it's got to be this price to get to this, you know, this X amount or something, or taxes. I don't know. Little Nightmares, that game's only $14 right now. Metro Redo, or Redux, I don't know how to pronounce that. Redux, I don't know. Bundle, that's $7.50. Ori and the Blind Forest, $10. Here's one for my moms, as well as anybody else that doesn't have State of Decay, the Year 1 Survival Edition yet. It's $9.90 right now. Titanfall 2, $20. Titanfall 2, guys, is $20. This game is the shit. I absolutely love this game. I think Titanfall 2 is one of the best. I don't want to go through everybody else's trailers. Yeah, here we go. We'll go to Titanfall. There we go. Yeah, Titanfall being $20. Well, see, I don't know. I tend to agree with you, Pink Eye, that and I'm gonna go with Death. Pink Eye just sounds terrible. When I say Pink Eye, I'm like, oh god, somebody's got Pink Eye. Oh no, the trailer's not working. What's going on? Okay, there we go. It's back. I feel like Xbox is doing something weird. Yeah, we know that they're losing the console race between Xbox One and PS4. Again, there's a lot of good games on sale. Titanfall 2 has been on sale a million different times, but I still think $20 for the standard edition is a fantastic deal. I don't know if you guys have played it yet, but it's so good. Titanfall 2 is one of the best games of the year, and more people should be playing it. The campaign's actually good. Well, Andrew, if they, you know, if Microsoft was losing money, they would drop Xbox. In a way, I feel like they're going that way with Xbox, and the fact that you can play all your games, you know, all those Xbox exclusive games, you can play them on Windows PC. A part of that tells me that that maybe they're testing the waters of, hey, do we really need this dedicated console to play games on when we can just do it with Windows PC and be more into the software business? I don't know. You obviously make way more money if you have your own dedicated console and sell the exclusive games there. That's why Nintendo has kept doing Nintendo consoles for so freaking long, even though, like, it's been quite a few failures for them. The Wii was not a failure. Wii U was definitely a failure. GameCube was a failure. The Switch is not a failure at all right now. The Switch is absolutely destroying. But it's because they make so much money with those first-party games. So I love my Xbox One. I just wish I had more good games to play on it that I did not have on my PS4. You know, I hate getting into the console races and everything, but it's tough not to. You know, we only have a limited amount of money. We don't have finite money. Well, we have finite money. We don't have infinite money. Excuse me. So if you only have if you only have a set amount that you can play or that you can use to buy video games with, and you look at Xbox One, you look at PS4, most gamers are going to go with PS4 right now. I think that Microsoft can change it. They could do certain things a little bit better. They could have more exclusives. They could do sales like this and have, I think, some better games on sale, because Titanfall 2 being $20, that is great, but I'm pretty sure you could go to GameStop and pick it up for that price as well. They with this sale, I mean, look at this. So you guys look at this sale right here, and it just goes for days. I'm going super fast, and I can't get through all these freaking games. And then you look at the PSN mid-year sale, which there's a lot. There's a lot of games on there too. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, well, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it keeps going and going too. Okay, I'm eating my words. I think I was wrong. And Pink and Death, you wouldn't be a shitty gamer in Titanfall 2. It just takes time. If you're good at Borderlands, I think you'll be good at Titanfall 2. Maybe I'm looking at PlayStation sell with rose-colored glasses, because there's definitely some games on here. You know, Aegis of Earth. I can't even pronounce these words. Well, it's $11.99. That's pretty cheap. So let's look at their games. I mean, Black Flag, old ass game, $20. I think it's just that they put a lot of probably really crappy games on this PS4 sale that they can put for super duper cheap. So it makes it appear to be that much better of a deal than Xbox. Xbox certainly has. They've got more AAA games on their sale. That's for sure. They've got quite a few badass games. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to play those, or you've already purchased them, which I think is probably more the deal with this Xbox gamer sales. A lot of us probably purchased a lot of these games. All right. Well, the Xbox gamer. Oh, by the way, the Division's $20. Ghost Recon Wildlands, that's $39. Still a little bit expensive. Here's one that I was calling out the ones that were less expensive on PS4. Well, Zombie Army Trilogy, it's $12.50 on the Xbox Summer Sale, and it's $15 on the PS4 sale. So I don't know when Xbox 360 will shut down. Probably not for a long time, I would say, Death, because there is a huge install base on the 360. There's just so many people that purchased it. I don't know what the exact number of consoles that have been sold for the 360. I don't know the official number, but I would assume it's probably in the hundreds of millions, because the PlayStation 4 is already sold right around 60 or so million, and the Xbox 360 has been out forever. I mean, that thing's been around since what, 2005, 2006. So it's had about almost 12 years on the market, and it was a really fast-selling console. It did really well. I can't see them shutting down the 360 anytime soon. They're still probably selling a boatload of Call of Duties, Maddens. Destiny. They probably sold a crap ton of Destiny, Borderlands. So, yeah, we may have to do Zombie Army Trilogy in videos, not live streams. You're probably right about that. It probably wouldn't be that much fun watching us just flounder around, sucking really poorly at Zombie Army Trilogy in a live stream. My mom, she played it yesterday for a little bit. We played a little Friday the 13th last night as well. But she did say that Zombie Army Trilogy was really rough. That it was like insta-death as soon as somebody shot her, which I know sucks. That is the worst. So All right, moving on to interesting games and to interesting game news. Tecmo is making a Dead or Alive game that you can smell, people. Yes, and they will have big busty beauties with huge boobies, I'm sure, in this Dead or Alive game. Nothing wrong with that. If Tecmo wants to make that, that's their prerogative. That's cool. They've been making these for quite some time. I haven't played a Dead or Alive game in a number of years. But I do remember, the physics engine of, they worked really hard on those boobs, that they just moved quite a bit. So they did have Dead or Alive VR. It launched earlier this year. I didn't even know that this was a game. I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like. Have you guys seen Dead or Alive VR? I don't know what this is. Okay. Let's look at this. Let's watch this, you guys. Oh, as I just said, what is this? Oh my dear God, Tecmo. What is this, a game? It just looks like chicks walking around on the beach with their boobies juggling everywhere. Sorry if you're watching this at work. I didn't realize that we just became content that you can't have on your phone or your laptop at work. But what is with this? Dead or Alive Extreme 3. It's for PS4 Pro and VR. Interesting. That was interesting. I don't know what's extreme about that game. It looked like there wasn't a whole lot of extremeness. Maybe the heat, that they could have got some extreme sunburns. That was weird. That was very weird. So they're gonna have a game, and they announced that it's bringing the Bikini spin-off series to its VR Sense platform as Dead or Alive Extreme Sense. VR Sense is Tecmo's new arcade cabinet system with various sensory functions like hot and cold, wind, mist, and smell. I already can see where they're going with this. If it's cold, you know what happens to this area. So Dead or Alive Extreme Sense will feature mist effects in one sequence in which Kasumi takes a shower. It will also allow players to smell the ladies of Dead or Alive. Famitsu describes Kasumi as having a fragrant aroma. Oh my dear God. Wow. What's going on? I'm Michelle. How are you doing today? Thanks for stopping by the Old Ass Casuals Video Games and Tea show. We appreciate you having you here. We're going through some news items for June 30th, 2017. And yeah, talking about Dead or Alive having a game where you can smell the characters. What? I agree with you, Death. People only play to see chicks mostly naked. I don't know what Dead or Alive is at this point, because it used to be a fighting game. And from what I can remember, they were pretty good fighting games. And then it devolved into volleyball games or something, which cool, whatever. Volleyball games can be fun, I guess. But now it's just gotten a little bit ludicrous because that did no story. Where was the story in that? At least if it's Dead or Alive Extreme Sense, I want to smell funkiness too. I want to see these chicks going out and just beating the shit out of maybe tourists on the beach, these exotic beach locations. They're out there just beating up tourists like Grand Theft Auto style, taking their cash. But they start to stink after a while because obviously you get some, funky underarm smell. So that's what I want to see. And I want to get that mist, the funk mist thrown at me. I don't want to just have this perfume aroma sprayed in my face, because one, you're going to leave that video game arcade and you're going to be smelling like that. And then if you do have a real life girlfriend or boyfriend, you're going to go home and they're going to be like, where you been? Who you got on you? What's going on? I'm going to stab you now because you're cheating on me. And then you just got killed for Dead or Alive Extreme Sense. So I would weigh the pros and cons of playing this game, and the cons seem to be a lot. So I would suggest you don't play this game. So, but yeah, I'm Michelle. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. This is a show we're doing each and every day over on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. So talking about the daily game news. All right, Andrew, take it easy, man. Have a nice night. We're going to continue on with some news and wrap the show up. Shenmue 3 footage is going to debut at Gamescom 2017. This game has been in development, I guess, for a while. It debuted at E3 2015 whenever they came out and said that they're going to do a Kickstarter for it. I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the trailer that they showed for Shenmue 3. It was really cool at the time. Lots of people went nuts for this trailer. The crowd went wild. And it made a crap ton of money on Kickstarter. I can't remember the exact amount that it made on Kickstarter. Let's see. The game did get delayed into 2018, so it'll be nice to see something at Gamescom for Shenmue 3. Let's see.
What's up with 3? What's up with 3? When's 3 coming out?
When's 3 coming out? When's that thing gonna come out?
I kept on thinking how to get Shenmue 3 started. Then, 3 years ago, I found out about Kickstarter. And after looking
Yeah, that's right. It made its initial target of $2 million in under 8 hours to bring Shenmue 3 to life. Which $2 million in game development for a game on the scale of Shenmue 3 probably not going to get you very far. But it closed, the Kickstarter campaign closed in July, and it had raised over $6 million, making it the highest funded video game and the 6th highest funded campaign in Kickstarter history at the time. I think it was very controversial because it's like, why do you need Kickstarter money to make a game, to make a Shenmue game? And the fact that Sony had brought it to their PlayStation press conference. It was very controversial. Lots of people got pissed off about it because it's not a PlayStation exclusive that I'm aware of. I could be wrong about that, but it was weird at the time because you have PlayStation putting it out there on their stage. There's a lot of fans that really wanted this game to happen, and you would have thought PlayStation would have just completely funded the development of this game. More or less to have an exclusive on their console and be like, hey, look, we got Shenmue 3 and everything. So it was really weird Kickstarter controversy surrounding Shenmue 3. I played Shenmue back on the Dreamcast. It was a really fantastic and revolutionary game at that time. I did not continue with the Shenmue series. I never beat Shenmue on Dreamcast. The game was super duper long. And I have a very low attention span sometimes for very lengthy games. But I know a lot of people loved it. So it's going to be interesting and very cool to see Shenmue 3 at Gamescom 2017. I'm excited for Gamescom. Let's see, when did it say Gamescom is hitting? Let's see. Gamescom 2017, it will where new footage of the anticipated PlayStation 4 sequel debut. It's going to show new movie clips, share the latest updates, and even make some new announcements. So apparently, apparently Sony does not have a press conference established yet for Gamescom in Cologne, Germany. Hopefully they do. I want to see some stuff from Sony at Gamescom, so hopefully they will have something there. It looks like they changed the logo. Got some new font. This font looks a little bit fuzzy. This one looks a little bit fuzzy as well. Gamescom is scheduled to run between the 22nd of August through the 26th of August. Very exciting things because once E3 hits, gaming news is kind of dead afterwards for a little bit. So that's why, there hasn't been a whole lot of, in my opinion, super exciting gaming news to share with you guys. So I've been combing through, trying to find cool stuff. But I think Shenmue 3 being shown at Gamescom is definitely a cool deal. So moving on with the news, Watch Dogs 2 is getting a 4-player party mode that's coming in the free title update on July 4th. So I've never played Watch Dogs 2. It looks really interesting.
Only one rule around here. Tech rules everything. And with power comes corruption.
That could be cool, Death. I'm not sure. We haven't thought about a mod yet or anything.
May we have your attention?
Yo, Rich.
Captain Dipshit lives over there.
So what is this? So basically in this, you can start a public or private party with room for up to 4 friends or strangers if you use matchmaking. From there, your party is free to explore San Francisco. That's pretty cool. I know Grand Theft Auto, you know, they've done a fantastic job keeping that game alive with the multiplayer aspect and the fact that, you know, people have, I mean, they're playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in real life now, basically, where people play characters in the game. It's insane to me. I know Sheriff Eli on Twitch, he's making a living basically playing a sheriff in Grand Theft Auto 5 now. This game does look really cool, and I own it. I need to put it in my system and play it.
I think he's gonna need one of those inflatable donut things.
I agree with you, Death. Like, this game looks fun as hell, and I've heard the story's really good, and they made Watch Dogs 2 so much better than the original. I need to check it out. Maybe this would be a fun game to stream, I think, because it's really laid back.
We invited you to join us.
You take the game at your own pace, which I like.
Let's see what the world looks like when we aren't afraid to stand together.
And I love hacker stuff. I love the movie Hackers. I love Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot's fantastic as well. That looks pretty cool, and it's free, which for Ubisoft is kind of weird. They love their microtransactions over there at Ubisoft. So I think they've done a really nice job, again, like I said, with Watch Dogs 2. They took a lot of the things that didn't work with Watch Dogs 1. They corrected those. They added new gameplay additions, mechanics. I think that they made better characters for Watch Dogs 2. The first character, I think his name was Aiden. He was stiff. You really couldn't relate to him, and I feel like that the campaign of Watch Dogs 2 is much, much better. So, Osapeda, you liked Watch Dogs 2. Did you beat it? That's the big question. I have, again, if you will find this out about me if you guys stick around the channel, is that I have a tendency to buy a lot of games and not finish them. And I feel like Watch Dogs 2 is one of those games where I could get into it, but I don't know if I would ever finish it. So, but it does look like fun. It looks like a hell of a good time, and I really like the fact that they're, bringing these free updates out. And yeah, Watch Dogs 2 4-player party mode coming on July 4th. All right, so I've got one last little bit of news that I think is really cool, and this is a segment that I'm going to include on the show from time to time whenever there's something out there in the world, and this is what we're going to close the show on. It's a segment that I like to call Humanity Doesn't Suck. And definitely the members of the Destiny community, they definitely don't suck. They raised over $1 million for charity for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital during their Guardian Con streams. Guardian Con's going to be happening this weekend in Tampa, Florida. And I just think this is excellent. I think that it's a fantastic thing that the Destiny community has done for cancer research, and for obviously trying to help cure cancer. I mean, cancer is a bitch. I've lost 2 of my family members to cancer. Cancer sucks. I wish that it could just get eradicated completely. I'm going to play the Destiny 2 official gameplay reveal trailer while we talk about this. But I think it's really cool. So they did these, I think it was a week-long stream where the main major Destiny Twitch streamers got together to raise money. They obliterated their goal from last year. They raised $560,000 for St. Jude in 2016, and I believe the last that I saw, I watch Gathalion on Twitch quite often. I love Destiny, and you know, the community that Destiny has with Twitch streamers is incredible. Like, they have kept that game going for years now. The game came out in 2014, and they still keep Destiny somewhat fresh 3 years later because they're so much fun to watch. I think that some of the Destiny streamers are some of the best streamers to watch out there. Really engaging, really interactive. So yeah, I was just really excited to share this news with you guys. That humanity doesn't suck, and way to go to Guardian Con for raising all this money, which is insane. I think that's really cool, and I think the Guardian Con, the idea of that convention is really neat for all the Destiny players out there to come together, and just video game players in general. I don't feel like that there's enough video game conventions out there, and I think Guardian Con is a really cool deal. What are you saying sorry for, Osapeda? And the next stream is this afternoon. We're gonna get together and stream some games later on this afternoon. So if you do happen to check this out a little bit later today on YouTube or VidMe, definitely hit that subscribe button or follow button on Mixer, YouTube, or Twitch, so that way you can get notified whenever we go live for the next game that my moms and I play. It's been a lot of fun doing this week. The show is new. I suck at it right now. I'm going to get better at bringing you guys fun and engaging content with video games and tea. We sit back, we chill, we drink our tea together. My tea's almost gone. And whenever my tea's gone, that typically means the end of the show. But yeah, I really appreciate all the support this week from you guys. Thanks so much, Osapeda, Death, everybody that's been hanging out in the streams. It's been a lot of fun doing this show, and I can't wait to do it next week. So that's it for today for Video Games and Tea episode 3. We'll be back next week to discuss more video game news, and again, we'll be back with some streaming. My mom and I will be streaming something today, either Borderlands 2 again, or we're gonna get into Dying Light. I feel like those are our two games right now, Dying Light or Borderlands 2. We're not sure which one we're gonna play later on today. We've been itching to kill some zombies, so that may trump Borderlands 2 today. I don't know, but thanks again for hanging out. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye bye.